Hello YouTube viewers and my friends. In this video you are going to watch ancient opening in chess, that is Schalloopp defense. So today you are going to learn that opening. I am not going to explain the whole theory of Schalloopp defense. I will analyze which were occurred in my recent game. So let's get started. So this game between me and there is a player from Serbia, name is Praviprav. He started with e4 and I replied e5 and he played f4. So this is known as a king's gambit. I accept the gambit. He replayed knight to f3 and I played knight to g6. This is a entering line of Schalloopp defense. So here my opponent pushed the pawn and attacking the knight immediately. Knight has three options. We can place this knight to d5 square but cramping this pawn. So if we play this move, this pawn is cramped. We cannot go back because we lose a tempo. There are two good squares to be placed this knight. Here I played g4. Here my opponent kicking the knight with this pawn to h3. This pawn cannot be captured. This pawn defended by this knight and I place my knight to h6. Here my opponent played d4. So adding one more additional protection to this pawn and then I played d6 allowing him to capture this pawn. Later I captured with my bishop. Here my opponent captured the f4 pawn. I captured the e5 pawn and he recaptured with his bishop. So now I cannot move this bishop. If I move this bishop somewhere else like b4 check, it defended. It allows him to capture this g7 pawn and one of the piece we have to sacrifice. So that is the problem with developing the bishop. That was his idea. And here I played knight to c6 attacking the bishop and here my opponent pinned this knight with this bishop to b5 pinning this knight. So I cannot capture this bishop. Now I place my right square bishop to d7 square. Here my opponent captured the knight. I recaptured with my bishop. Now he castle on king side. Here I lose a one tempo by moving this queen early stages, that is queen to d5. So it is a mistake. Why? So he can play knight to c3 gaining a tempo and queen has to go back to d7 square. I certainly lost a tempo. My opponent pushed this pawn to d5 attacking the bishop. Here I played bishop to b5 attacking the rook. He simply moved this rook to e1. Now I cancel on queen side. So here he played knight to d4 attacking my bishop. Now I place my bishop to c4 square attacking the pawn. So here my opponent pushed the pawn one more step forward, that is pawn to d6. That was a big mistake. So I captured with my bishop and he recaptured with his bishop and I captured with my queen. After all these transactions, this knight is being attacked by two pieces. Here he decided to save this knight with this move knight to f3. Once we reach this position, I give you a few seconds. Can you find a amazing move over here? I hope you find this move queen to b6 plus. It is not only giving the check to the king and it is attacking discover attack to the queen. Here white has good reply. At least it has saved the queen. Blocks the check with knight to d4. But after I can capture this knight with my rook and this queen is under attack now. So if queen moves anywhere and I can give discover attack to the queen. So suppose if queen moves h5, so I can give discover attack to the king and attacking queen at same time. So white cannot parry these threats. So that's why he has the option to play this move, that is knight to a4. So if I move anywhere this rook, he can capture this queen. That's why I can place my queen to d6. Here I cannot play c5. This knight also attack this square. So that's why I have to play d6 and white loses a piece here. And this is a very good game for black. In the game, my opponent played a king to h1 and I captured the queen and he recaptured with his rook. I played knight to f5 and here he played rook to d2. I played rook to e8 and he played rook to d1, doubling the rooks. Here I give check to the king. He played king to h2. Again I give you a few seconds. Can I find a winning move here? That is knight to f1 check. It is not only attacking the king, it is also attacking the rook. So he has to accept this piece. After bishop capture rook, it wins an exchange. So in the game, I played queen to g6, defending this knight. He played b3, attacking my bishop. Now I played knight to f1, giving fork to this king and rook. Here my opponent resigned. Let's see if my opponent would have continued this game. See some lines. So after this check, he play this move king to g1. Now I capture the rook, and so if he capture the bishop, now I capture the knight and give check, and this knight cannot be captured with this pawn. This pawn right now pinned, so he loses two pieces. That's why he has to capture with rook, and I can simply drop it back my bishop to a6 square. Now I can play rook to e3, attacking both knights. So if he captured this bishop, now I can capture this knight, and again this cannot be captured by this pawn. This pawn right now pinned. This knight under attack by this rook, so he has to move this rook, and this is a winning game for black. Let's see if king moves to h1 square. So here I captured the rook. He captured with his rook. Now I can play queen to g3. He captured the bishop. I give you again few seconds. Can you find a brilliant move here? Take as much as time you want. So that move is rook to e1 plus. So after knight capture e1, I captured this knight with my queen, and it is not only giving check to the king, it is attacking the rook. If king moves h2, and I simply capture the rook. Although this opening was oldest, but this opening gives great advantage for black. So thank you for watching my video. If you have not subscribed my channel, subscribe now and turn on bell icon. When I upload new video, you get notified. Feel free comment on my video.